back, everyone.
Episode 18. It's kind of crazy to think that, like, we've already done 17 of these.
Yeah.
What?
That's a lot.
That's a lot. That's 17 hours of just filming.
At least.
Of just the filming part, not the
research and the everything and the editing and the everything else that goes into it. Yeah.
It's been since October. It's now February.
That's crazy.
Right? Technically, it's like the end of October, so it's really only been like 3.
Yeah, but we did 3 episodes for our initial release, so really that gives us to like second week in October, really. You know?
Yeah.
For a amount of...
true. Mm-hmm. True, I didn't think about that.
And we have an unreleased Christmas episode that will go up eventually.
Yeah, at some point.
Maybe next Christmas.
Yeah.
You already have it ready.
That'd be fun. That'd be fun. We just look like totally different.
We're in different houses already.
Right? Like different places. Different everything.
Well, did we say what the theme was?
No, we did not.
The theme for today is Georgia.
The great state of Georgia. I don't know anything about Georgia.
Right? Peach.
Oh, yeah. That's what I do know. Georgia, yeah. I'm thinking Louisiana is where New Orleans is. So there's really nothing in Georgia, right?
No. You just gotta...
No offense to...
You just gotta drive through to get to Florida.
Right? I feel like that's...
Well, Atlanta is there.
Yeah.
And they filmed The Walking Dead in that.
True. That's the only thing that we would ever give it importance for. Yeah, that's fair. So, you said you were rewatching The Walking Dead. Are you finished?
No.
Is it still going? Is The Walking Dead still a show, you guys?
It just finished officially. Season 11 was its ending. But they're doing like a spin-off, I think, of like just Rick and Michonne.
Just Rick and Michonne?
Yeah. Like a Rick and Michonne spin-off, I think. I read that somewhere.
Okay, wait. So there is a spin-off already, right?
Fear the Walking Dead.
Yeah, and that has the...
Morgan.
Yeah. Mm-hmm. Okay. So then...
I don't know if that's still going.
Are Rick and Michonne together?
They have a kid.
Oh. Because I always ship them.
Maybe 2, actually.
I always ship them. I thought they were the cutest couple besides Daryl and Carol.
Obviously.
On not actual canon, but, you know.
In our hearts.
In our hearts, Carol and Daryl are together forever. But yeah, I didn't, like, I knew they were together, but I just assumed that something bad would happen.
No.
And she would die. He would die.
No.
So they have 2 kids?
I think they have a second one. I know they for sure have one because I saw this picture of, it was like they were comparing, it was like Daryl was like kneeling down and then like Glenn and Rick were behind him. And then it's like from season 11, I guess. I don't know because I haven't gotten there yet.
Yep.
But Daryl's still there and then it's like Rick and Michonne's kid and then Maggie and Glenn's kid.
Stop. That's really adorable. That's really adorable. Oh, no. Maybe I'm going to have to rewatch it.
Well, here's the thing.
I'm getting nostalgic just thinking about it.
Here's the thing. I started rewatching it, and then at the same time, that's when Netflix was like, nah, fuck you guys. Anyone that's sharing a password. Did you hear all this stuff?
No.
So okay, it's really funny now, but on like Wednesday or Thursday, they like announced that they're like really cracking down on sharing passwords. And even though you pay for a certain number of screens, now it has to be from the same IP address.
Doesn't make any sense.
So like Taylor wouldn't be able to watch it while she's at school from your parents' Netflix account because she doesn't use their IP address and their Wi-Fi.
Is that like happening?
It did.
Okay.
And then yesterday...
Yeah.
Yesterday, I guess they tweeted something out that was like, oh, we accidentally did that. That was not, we didn't mean to do that.
That's so embarrassing. Just take credit for the fact that you tried and it didn't work.
Yeah. Just say,
People were revolted.
Yeah. Everyone was like, well, see, because they assumed that for some reason, the people who aren't paying for it would just decide to get a new account rather than just not. But here's the other thing, too. They also said not only is the person whose house it like technically belongs to or whatever, like that account, you have to log in to Netflix from that specific Wi-Fi every 31 days. Otherwise, it shuts down your account so you can't watch anything.
That doesn't... Netflix. What were you trying to accomplish with this?
So obviously then people are like, well, I'm not even going to pay for it to do that. Like, why am I going to put so much work into it? And then there's people who was like soldiers who are on tour right now and want to be able to watch using their family's Netflix because once again, you pay for the amount of screens.
Right.
And so, yeah, then they were like, oh, we didn't mean to release this. That was totally accidental.
You can't accidentally... No.
Yeah. So that's not a thing. I knew it wasn't going to last for long, but it lasted for less time than I expected it to. So that's saying something. It was like 2 days, maybe.
That's so funny. Well, I'm glad. I was going to say, oh, no.
Yeah.
Like, what is Taylor going to do?
Right? Yeah.
Well, thank goodness. So we don't have to worry about that.
At least, not for now,
So now I can watch The Walking Dead.
Yes.
Okay, got it.
Mm-hmm.
Got it. Not that
so, Georgia. You go first today.
I have 2 things.
Okay.
I think they're relatively a decent set. Well, maybe the first one's a little short. Okay. The first one I'm talking about is called Fairy Crosses.
Fairy Crosses?
Fairy Crosses.
Okay.
So no one really knows how these fairy crosses came to be, and even scientists can't agree on the origin of them.
Okay.
But they are basically cross-shaped rocks that are, like, naturally, like, made that way. When I show you a picture of this rock, like, that's not, like, this has not been shaped or altered. That is what they look like.
No way.
Yeah. They're, like, rocks. Literally in the shape of crosses, you guys. And they're, like, actually pretty detailed. Not just, like, you know, I was picturing, like, flat, but it has, like...
It has edges and
yeah. So, sorry about that. But one theory estimates that the cross-shaped rocks are as much as 500 million years old and were formed when a meteorite broke apart upon entering the Earth's atmosphere. So some people think they're meteorite.
Okay,
pieces.
that kind of, because it kind of makes like a cone. It almost kind of comes to like a cone shape, sort of.
Yes.
But like flat in like the middle. So I can see how as that's falling,
right,
why they would assume that. Okay.
And then another theory suggests that the crystals came from deep within the Earth and were gradually forced to the surface by seismic activity over thousands of years.
Ooh, that's interesting too. We're going to have to re-explain this to Kyle because I really don't want his opinion on this.
We will. Maybe we can bring him in once I finish this section.
Yes.
So, as fascinating as, like, scientific theories are, there's also, like, legends of where the fairy crosses come from. So one version of the fairy crosses told by the first European settlers in the Appalachian Mountains is that at the time of Christ's crucifixion, the angels shed tears, and their tears crystallized, fell to earth in the form of crosses, and they were called faith crosses. Oh,
okay.
Which I feel like is interesting, just because, like, the whole Jesus on the cross thing, and then angel tears, like, in the cross, faith crosses.
Yeah.
So that one's
I can see how that
came about.
Yeah, definitely.
Yeah. And a lot of the main theories are about the fact that they were like tears that crystallized.
Really?
Which is weird because it's a cross. It's not like in the shape of a teardrop.
Like Pele's tears in Hawaii. Those are actually like teardrop shaped. Yes. That makes sense.
Right? So I don't know. But
have they question.
No.
Have they tested what it's made out of? Like what the composition of it is?
Probably. I'm
gonna have to do more research about those.
Yeah, we'll have to. I can look that up in a second. I just didn't include it in here.
Listen, if it's the science part of it, you don't think you're gonna need it, include it anyway, because I'm always gonna ask the science part of it.
Okay. They are staurolite crystals that formed into tiny bricks under pressure.
Okay, so it could still be meteor or squeezed up from below.
I think that I think
interesting. That's really, really interesting. Oh, that's so
weird.
Cool.
Like, how does... There's also... Oh, my God, where is it? I think it's in either Norway, Ireland, or Scotland.
Okay.
There's rocks. It's like a rock. They're like... They are formed in hexagons. Have you ever seen this?
No.
Dude, it is magical. Oh, my gosh, wait. There's a word. Hexagon rock. It's Ireland. And I think they're also in Iceland.
Oh.
They picture like a cliff edge, but it's like in the shape.
Okay, yes. Isn't that basalt, right?
I don't know.
Basalt columns?
Oh, maybe. But like, how does the earth do that? Dude.
It's like that stuff is
it freaks me out.
Is the like basalt is like the lava, the floor of the ocean.
Yeah, but why the shape? Dude,
that's
why
a
the
Kyle
shape?
question. That's a not me question.
So it reminds me of that. It's like rock that for some random reason
shaped
it's not
a
random.
certain way.
It's not random. There's a reason. Or is
the fairies?
The fairies, of course. So weird. I need to see that in person. I guess there's I think there's one in Iceland too. Which we already.
I saw some. Yes, I saw some in Yellowstone. It wasn't like as crazy as that, but like it's like columnar basalt.
Really?
Yeah, I collected some for Kyle.
I went to Yellowstone.
But you also may have not known what you were looking for.
I didn't.
I was specifically asked
to
look for it and bring it back, so I was constantly sending pictures, and I was like, is this what you mean? Is this it?
Is this it?
No, maybe a little more. And I'm like, okay, maybe this one.
That is so funny. No. We didn't, me and Bella didn't have any of that. Actually, when me and Bella went to Yellowstone, Bella's my friend. Bella's her friend. Bella's our friend.
Bella's our friend.
When me and Bella went on a road trip to Yellowstone, we looked it up, and we found this hike called the 7 Mile Hole. I think it's called 10 Mile Hole, 7 Mile Hole. And so we're picturing like a hole-ish, or like a cave-ish, concave, like structure where we're walking 7 miles in that, and because it mentioned you eventually get to like a river, so we're like 7 Mile the hole is like where the river is, like in the rocks, right?
Okay.
This is what we're picturing. And so we start on this hike, and we are so excited, so ready. I do need to mention that as we are on the hike, I'm drinking my water, and I look in it, and there's like, it's filled with like black particles. Totally disgusted. I don't know where these black particles come from. I'm like, ew, that's disgusting. So I dump it out. Gross, right? Bella's water doesn't have that. And so I'm like, okay, we could just share Bella's water. Totally fine.
I'm really stressed right now.
Totally fine. And eventually we're like, it's beautiful. Like oh my God, it's so beautiful. Part of it is right next to like a cliff, and you can like look down, and it's just like a river, like a waterfall on a river, and it's huge and it's gorgeous. And so we keep walking, and then we eventually get to a really steep part where it goes like down the mountainside. There's no guardrails. I don't know how to explain to you how sharp of a drop it is, but you have to somehow walk down it. So we are like sliding and trying to grab trees to get down this goddamn mountain.
Decide to keep going?
Because we were hiking for so long.
You've already seen pretty stuff turn around.
We are like miles into this thing.
You guys are so lucky that, oh my God, that could have been like white girls get lost in the middle of the fucking woods.
We're not lost. It's like, well, the trail down the mountain is barely a trail, by the way. It's like,
yeah, you could have fallen off, and one of you guys could have gotten hurt, and then there could have been no service.
I know, and I have the world's biggest fear of heights. So this was like, I was crying. We were going down this mountain and we were crying. And then eventually like leveled off a little bit. And so we stopped. We had a snack.
You shared her water?
We shared her water. I didn't have water. I was dying of thirst. We were both dying of thirst because we had to share her water.
Do you know what the 5 particles were? Are you getting back to that?
No.
Oh, okay.
I don't know what they were.
Oh, okay.
I don't know.
I thought we were getting back to that. I thought you were going to say they were little baby spiders that had gotten in there.
No, we're not getting back to that.
Oh, okay.
But we finished. Her water's gone. Our snacks are gone. We like packed a lunch. We ate our snacks. And there was this one last part, I guess. We were almost to the end. We didn't know this because we, again, couldn't see any water anywhere. We were like, where is this goddamn water? Where's the river? And there was this one last part and it was so steep. There was nothing to hold on to. It was just like gravel going down. And I am like, it's the type of gravel too where it like is super dusty and it's on everything. And so I'm like sitting on the ground trying to go down this, trying to force myself to go down this. I'm like, we've been hiking for hours, miles. Please let me just get to the end. And I couldn't do it. I was like crying and sobbing and I'm like, Bella, we have to turn back. Like, I'm sorry, I can't go down this. We have to turn back. And Bella's like, okay, that's fine. And so then we have to hike back up the goddamn side of the mountain. So awful. And then no water. So then we walk the 4 miles back with no water. And it was really bad times
that sounds
in Yellowstone.
Awful.
It was really bad times in Yellowstone. So we are never going to do that hike again.
Yeah, no.
We'll do the beginning part where you can see the pretty cliff. Oh, it's so
back.
Pretty. The woods are so pretty. And then as soon as we would get to the edge, we should have just turned back. Yeah, everybody else had like those fancy backpacks with water, and we just have like our giant water bottles that are so heavy and it's like irritating, and I dumped mine out and I should have just kept the nasty water and drank it because we were dying. So Yellowstone was a bad experience for me.
You have to go back and make it a good experience.
Yes, we also didn't see any wildlife except for one like normal-ish looking deer, and that was pretty much it. That was what I saw of Yellowstone. So
could have been better.
It could have also been worse. We could have fell down the mountainside.
You could have died, and you didn't.
I was like, seriously, I was like, Bella, I don't know if I can do that. Like, I don't know if I can go back up. I am like, I can't close my eyes because I need to somehow get down and then back up the mountain. But I also like can't look down because it is so steep. And I'm just like, Bella, I don't know if I can do that. Like, are we gonna have to call a helicopter to come get me? Like, literally, I don't know what the fuck to do.
Out.
I'm like having a panic attack on the side of the mountain. And Bella's like, you're fine. Like, everything's fine, Hunter. Like, you're not gonna fall. I'm right here. And I'm just like, dying. So that was embarrassing. Why did we get to Yellowstone? Oh, you found the rocks in Yellowstone. And then I had to tell my horror story. Right. Okay. So other than the angels, another variation is that the tiny crosses were formed by the tears of the Cherokee Indians who wept over the loss of their homeland when they were forcibly evacuated. On the Trail of Tears, of course.
Yep.
The Native Americans, though, also had a much older legend about the crosses that was popular before the whole, like, being forced to move to Oklahoma.
Okay.
And the oldest myth is that there was an ancient race of mountain fairies.
Oh.
Known by the Cherokees as the Little People.
Okay.
And so it is said that long ago the fairies were dancing around a stream of water celebrating the arrival of spring when an elven messenger brought sad news reporting the crucifixion of Christ. I didn't know that the fairies and Christ were
didn't know that either.
But so the elven messenger said, you know, there's the crucifixion of Christ happened. And then the fairies wept. And as they cried, their tears fell to the ground, forming little crystals of stones. And after this, I guess the fairies wandered away into the forest. But where they had been dancing and singing, I guess the ground was covered in little crosses. And after that, no one knows what happened to the little people. The elders of the tribe said that after that day, the little people were never seen again. So no fairies anymore.
I'm very, very confused that the Cherokee Indians believed that the fairies believed in Jesus, and sad went like
right. I read that too. I was
confused.
Like, what? There's also elves.
There's also elves.
Yeah.
Yeah.
The elven messenger. But it is said that on spring nights when the moon is full, you can hear them whispering along the river. And thank you.
You're welcome.
And where there is a gentle spring breeze, the sighing of the little people can be heard in the forest.
Oh.
Isn't that kind of cute?
That is cute.
Fairy crosses are said to bring you good luck. Because the average size is like about an inch, they're easy to wear as jewelry.
Oh, that's really cool.
Yeah.
I see what you mean.
Yes, right? I know. I'm like, okay, so Etsy, do you have one? Traditionally, mountain folk believed that the crosses protect the wearers against witchcraft, diseases, and accidents. The Cherokees said that the stones they were associated with the 4 elements: earth, air, fire, and water.
Okay.
And then when worn or carried, the crosses were thought to restore the balance of life.
That's really... So either way, no matter what the belief is, you want one on your person.
Correct. Whether it's for balance or good luck or protection.
Or protection from curses. Yes. I will take it.
Yes. So that is... Isn't that cool?
I really like that.
I liked it a lot. And to Etsy we go after this.
Yeah.
Right?
Yeah, for real.
Okay.
Let's take a little peek.
Do you want to tell your story?
Yeah, and then you can go back to you.
Yeah, we'll go back to me.
Okay. So,
what have you brought us today, Jade?
I'm giving you the Haunted Lake Lanier. Lanier. I was just gonna try and make it
Linear.
yeah, but no.
No, just thought. Okay.
So, Lake
Lanier.
Lanier.
Lake Lanier.
Lake Lanier?
Lake
Lanier.
Lake Lanier.
Lake Lanier. I think that's what I was calling it before, but trying to do the accent,
mix it.
Confused myself.
Okay. Lake Lanier.
It is a 37,066 acre reservoir. It's fucking huge.
Dude.
And it is just north of Atlanta, Georgia. I'm going to show you a picture of how fucking big it is.
Oh my gosh, it's gorgeous.
Yeah.
Oh, it's gorgeous.
So it's known for being one of the deadliest lakes in the United States.
Okay, great. It's seriously so gorgeous, though, you guys. It looks like the wetlands, you know?
Yeah, it's very, very pretty.
Oh my god. Love that. Super dangerous.
Over 700 people have died in it since it was built in 1956. 200 of those...
700 people died in a lake?
Yeah. 200 of those deaths have happened since 1994. So that's not, it's still pretty recent. And 27 of these people have never ever been found. So.
In a lake. You guys, this is not the ocean. Okay.
Before it was flooded and made into a lake.
Okay.
It was a town that was known as Oscarville. Bear with me here.
How do you make a town? It was purposefully flooded?
Yeah.
What the fuck?
Okay. So Oscarville was a prosperous, predominantly black community.
Of course it was.
That experienced horrific amounts of lynching, riots, and other racially motivated things in the early 1900s.
Okay, listen. I don't know if I shared this with you, but people made, and I think it was honestly not that long ago, there's... what are they called? When you send a letter of a location that you're at. And it has a picture on it.
A postcard?
Postcard. They had postcards of lynchings. Yes, dude, I'm so happy you didn't know about this. They have postcards. People would gather in the towns, take pictures of burning and hanging and killing black people. For no reason, of course.
Right.
Taking pictures, and they would be in the news, as a good thing. They were printed on postcards, and people would send their postcards to their families saying, "I attended this lynching today. It's said that he raped this white girl, blah 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 blah." And it was a thing. People attended it. It was.
That's so.
It was a church thing, and this was not
a church thing.
It was not that
very
long
godly.
ago, dude. It was not this long ago. Wait, I need to look it up. Lynching postcards. I watched this little documentary that they had. I think it was in the 1940s and less frequent until the 1970s. So it was in the 1940s to 1970s. less frequent in the 1970s.
That's really
like
fucking
so recent. I would picture this happening in the 1800s.
Yeah.
Right?
Yeah.
No. Like not. Yeah. So it's disgusting.
That's really
It's really gross.
It's really fucking disgusting is the only way. I don't even know how else to. So to go along with that.
Yep.
It was flooded to make Lake Sydney Lanier by a government-funded River and Harbors Act. It was passed to try and bolster waterways across the country for people that couldn't, they wanted to make more man-made lakes so that people that didn't have lakes around them could have water. And instead of making a lake that already existed bigger, or make one where there's not a town, they decided to do it anyway.
Great.
The project got $45 million to make the lake. Remember, this is in the 50s, so imagine. Yeah. So they used 56% of the money for the actual building and construction and everything of the lake. 44% of it was used to relocate all the people and businesses that were there. Depending on the report, this ranged from 250 to 700 different families that they had to relocate.
Relocate.
15 businesses. And then they also relocated 20 cemeteries. Spoiler alert, they didn't.
Oh, so they just said that they were going to. Or they just missed a couple. Because who cares about them?
And they didn't, destroy the town or anything. They just flooded the area. So if you go down there, there's, old... Oh, I know. I'm sorry. You don't like that at all.
Oh, no.
Just, full-ass buildings that are still down there.
I don't like that. For my little fear that I have. But also, why?
Mm-hmm.
Just get...
Uh-huh. So the person
down, at least.
Right. So the person that this lake is named after, Sidney Lanier, he was a writer, a poet, a musician, and a Confederate Army veteran.
That is really awkward. Dude, I don't need lakes like that.
When I was researching this, I leaned over to Kyle and I was like, it's a predominantly black area.
Yep.
That they're flooding and making people move.
Relocating.
And all of their businesses are gone and they're not moving the bodies from the cemeteries. And then you're going to name it after a Confederate Army soldier? I was like, why? And he goes... Because racism. And I'm like, I mean, yes, you're correct.
I just can't fathom the reasoning behind racism.
So,
I cannot.
As you can imagine, people claim that the souls from these cemeteries still haunt the lake.
I wonder why. Are they
I don't know. They could be a little upset. I don't know.
I don't know what they're upset about.
And they think that that these souls are the cause of a lot of the mysterious drownings and boating accidents that happen on the lake. Yes. Because every year, I think they say, I don't know, actually. That would be really interesting. I should have looked into that. But at over 10 million people visit this lake every year.
Really?
It's huge. It's massive for, water time, water fun and boating and that kind of stuff.
Okay. So it's an all-sports lake. You can bring,
It's recreational, yeah. Mm-hmm. So...
Dude, I could never go that way.
No.
I could never.
No. So, divers have gone in the lake because, I know, I'm very sorry. They found eerie relics of things just streets that are still there. Walls of houses, full houses just intact. And then also 20 cemeteries with headstone and graves still there. So this means that they either just said that they moved these cemeteries and then just straight up didn't move anything, or they just dug up the bodies and moved that,
and just left all the tombstones and somehow were able to label?
Think
That's a lot of tombstones, you guys. That's a lot.
So
I sincerely don't think that they moved any of those bodies.
No.
That's 20 cemeteries. If they can't even burn a couple buildings down, are there street signs? Dude.
Ooh, do they have street signs in the... They had to have, right?
Yeah.
Addresses.
Wouldn't,
yeah,
right?
True. Well, here's some of the hauntings that happened.
Okay.
First, actually, one that I didn't write down, but I remember is, like, a more recent one. It was very random. Usher's nephew or something.
What?
Yeah.
Okay.
Was on the lake, and he was tubing.
Usher.
He was tubing on the back of a boat and got into a collision with a jet ski, and he died. And, like, those kinds of collisions, like, happen a lot,
That's
apparently.
so... I feel like that can't happen.
It should, right?
Like,
right?
The jet ski, like, the smaller the watercraft, the easier it is to steer. Just because they're the smallest watercraft that you can have, like, with motorized. And so, like, either they were being super reckless and deciding to drive right goddamn next to the
see that he was if he was going this way and he was going this way, maybe saw the boat, thought that he had room, and then didn't see the
that's what I mean. But you're not supposed to drive close behind boats anyways. You're
right. Yeah.
A rule. It's a law of the waters. So either he was like not a law-abiding citizen, or the ghosts were like, "You die today."
Yeah. Yeah, because a lot of times, well, not a lot of times, but sometimes when there are, like, drownings and stuff, they just, like, can't find, like, the people or anything, and they think that the stuff that's left over in there, like, they get caught on or something happens and they, like, can't. Yeah. So.
I'm really bothered.
In 1958, 2 girls were driving over the Lake Lanier Bridge when the driver lost control and ran the car off the bridge. Okay. A body was found a year later, with no hands or feet. They didn't say which one that was. They think that was, like, the friend, but they weren't certain at the time, at least.
Okay.
It would take 30 more years for the driver and her car to be found. It took 31 years from the time of the accident until...
That's how?
I don't know.
It's a whole car.
It's a lake. And it's only a lake. And she went off in one spot.
Right? I don't think cars can move that much in a lake.
I know.
There's no current.
I know. So, one of them was wearing a blue dress. And so people say that you can see a woman in a blue dress that's looking lost and looking around, like, pacing along.
Looking for a friend or whatever.
Pacing along the bridge. And then multiple people have seen a shadowy figure sitting on a raft with a lantern in one hand and, like, a pole to, like, move back and forth on the other. And he's, like, doing all these maneuvers, which is weird because his pole is really short and it's really, really deep lake. So how is he maneuvering like that? There are reports of creepy sounds emerging from the waters, like screaming.
No thanks.
And people have also claimed to see mysterious arms reaching out from the dark depths to try and drag them down.
Oh, I like that one.
And that's Lake Lanier that we will never be going to.
No. That was in the 50s, right?
56, it was built. Flooded.
It was flooded. I wonder if anybody was, like, still there. If pets were still there.
Oh, God, don't say that.
I just, think about all the people that... Because sometimes, like, when it comes to evacuations and stuff, people can't take their pets with them. Hotels aren't going to take, or I don't know where they put people. Where did the people go? Do they have, like, a whole other house built for them already? Were they putting them in hotels?
I don't know. It just says that they were relocated. That doesn't...
I don't think you can do that. Like, I don't understand.
Yeah.
They were easily relocated over here.
Really. Not really.
That's horrible for my...
Yeah.
That's, like, literally my exact fear. I hate that so much.
It was awful.
Literally, dude. At our lake house, I guess there is a cave in the lake somewhere.
No,
and I didn't know that.
No.
I didn't know that.
Oh my god, why did that?
I didn't know that. And then when my mom told me, I had to immediately get out of the water because I don't like that. It's not even like...
And you don't know where it is?
No. Yeah.
We need to do research.
Dude, I want to know so bad where it is
so we can avoid
that I can avoid that area. I'm just like, hopefully it's in a part of the lake where we don't frequent, because there's like one side of the lake where most of the boats, because it's like the deeper side, so it's probably over there. But I don't want it. It's not even like a thing, because my fear really is like with structures.
Yes.
In the water. But it's just like the absence of a structure. Do you know what I mean? Because it's like a cave. So it's like almost like an absence
for me, it's like I just don't like what could be in there.
Mermaids.
That's literally, I was like, wow. That's where I would live if I were a mermaid.
If I were a mermaid. Or it could be some kind of shark or alligator thing. Yes. Did you not know that there's freshwater sharks? There's sharks that can live in freshwater. Yes.
Not for that long. There are sharks that can get into freshwater, but they can't live like that.
Oh, really? I thought there were sharks that could, like, live. Because I knew about that. There's, like, some sharks that can walk or something on water or something. There's fish, I think. Yeah.
I'm glad we don't live near an ocean.
Dude, me too. Like, I love the ocean.
Beth has never seen the ocean.
That is the saddest thing I've ever heard.
Yeah.
She needs to get out.
Spring break. She's going to be able to.
Oh, true.
Yeah.
True. Yep. Well, gotta be careful. I read this fact that says, like, every time you get in the water, there's always a shark at least 6 feet away from you. Like, in the ocean, not the water. But in the ocean. Like
6 feet away from
you, and you don't even know.
Why?
Oh,
from everyone? There's just a shark for everyone that's just following you by 6 feet?
I think it just means, like, there's always a shark that's going to be nearby. Like, even if you can't, like, necessarily see them, like, be careful, because there is, like, a shark nearby. Sharks do, like, people are like, oh, sharks don't come by the shores, but that's where most of the noise is, so they're going to be super attracted to the shore.
And that's where most of the shark attacks that are lethal happen.
Yes. Well, because most of the time, people aren't out in the ocean, just kind of
like
swimming out in the ocean, just kind of chilling.
Scuba diving.
Yeah. But most scuba divers aren't attacked by sharks, because they're like, scuba divers are aware that the sharks are there, because I think I told you, like, when you swim with sharks, you have to, like, look at them, you have to let them know that you know that they're there. Yeah. Whereas if you're, like, surfing or just in the shore playing, they can't see you, they're not making eye contact with you, so, you know, you're easy prey that way. Whereas, like, divers, like, they're uber aware of their surroundings, so, like, of course they're not gonna, like, necessarily attack the divers.
Yeah. See, I just can't. Oh my god, the ocean's so scary to me. I can't think about, like, I was watching.
Oh no! I like that we're talking about this, because my next thing, like, really involves this.
Oh,
continue.
Good. It was like these people were scuba diving, and like oh god, you couldn't see anything around them. Like, it's just open water for.
Oh, but you can see
all
the
you
water.
Can see. Yeah.
Oh, okay, I thought you meant like in the, like, lakes where it's, like, super cloudy and stuff.
Oh god, stop.
Oh,
okay. No. But you can see the water, but you can, like, you can't see anything, but you can hear a whale coming.
No.
And it just keeps getting louder and louder, but you
really can't hear what you're telling me.
You can't see anything.
And then it just comes into frame?
No, you don't see it.
Oh, it never comes into frame?
You never see it.
I thought it was like like it comes in.
No, it's like, sounds so close, but there's that much below you that you can't see it, and it's still that loud. Sorry.
I like that better than what I'm picturing. Like, I'm picturing, like, the scuba divers, like, knows where it's coming from, so it's just, like, showing it, and then, like...
Oh, I've seen those, too.
out of nowhere almost. It just like you can see it.
Because it like looks like there's nothing there, and then all of a sudden a little black dot appears, and then it's just there.
Yeah.
So anyway, what's yours?
So my next thing that I'm going to be talking about, keeping my feet off of the floor for some reason, I feel like that keeps me safe.
Right. Yes.
I'm talking about the excuse my pronunciation. The Altamaha.
Okay.
Altamaha. Yeah, the Altamaha.
Okay.
The Altamaha is said to inhibit the like small streams or like twisting channels of the river or marshes in Georgia.
Okay.
It's described as having a sturgeon-like body, and a sturgeon is just like a long fish.
Yes.
Which includes a bony ridge at the top, and it has front flippers but no back limbs, and it swims like a dolphin. Has the snout of a crocodile with large protruding eyes and large sharp teeth. So it looks like a dinosaur, actually.
That's really cool.
Isn't he cute?
So did he exist at some point?
I don't think so. No, this is like a Loch Ness Monster thing.
I want him to exist.
I want him to exist.
He looks really cool.
Doesn't he? He looks like that one dinosaur, like a Pleotosaurus or something.
Yes.
I think I did. I had to do it. We, in elementary school, we all had to pick a dinosaur and do like a report.
That's cool.
On them. And I picked, I think the Pleo, whatever. Obviously, it's been a while since I've looked into dinosaurs, but it's a sea dinosaur.
A water dinosaur.
So the Altamaha is gray or green.
Okay.
And has a whitish yellowish underbelly.
Okay, makes sense.
Reports indicate that it is 20 to 30 feet long, although some people say that they saw a smaller creature or even like a larger creature.
Okay.
So with that said, that could mean that like those were babies, or like that one, the medium size isn't like fully grown.
Right, okay.
Or whatever. Also, it has been reportedly seen basking itself on the shore.
Love that. It's just
like sunbathing.
Sunbathing.
Although there's been no physical evidence of the Altamaha.
Yeah.
The tales date back to centuries, with the Native Americans describing a giant snake-like creature that hissed and bellowed.
Oh.
One of the first non-native reports of the creature was April 18th, 1830, when a correspondent of the Savannah, Georgian newspaper reported multiple sightings of a sea monster on the Georgia coast.
Oh.
The primary eyewitnesses were Captain Delano and his crew, who reported seeing a large creature off of St. Simon's Island, and which is below the mouth of the Altamaha River, so that's where the name came from.
Okay.
He described the creature as about 70 feet long, with a circumference of what he says the size of a barrel.
So just a snake. It's just a snake then.
Yeah, I just like that. Like in terms of measurements, he's like, yeah, it was about the size of a barrel. You know,
70 feet long, but a barrel.
Barrel-like, and that the head resembled an alligator.
Okay.
Now I'm going to go through a couple of other sightings.
Okay.
In the 1920s, timbermen, people who cut down trees, to me, who were riding the river, reported seeing a large snake-like water monster.
Ooh.
And then in 1935, a group of hunters spotted what they called a giant snake swimming through the river.
Okay.
In the 1940s, Boy Scouts reported seeing the creature, as well as two official guards from the prison that was nearby.
Oh.
In 1969, when two brothers were fishing on the river, they reported seeing an animal that they thought at first was a sturgeon, but quickly changed their mind when they said that it was 10 to 12 feet long, with a snout like an alligator and a horizontal tail.
Okay.
So instead of like a fish, it was like this.
Yeah.
They described the creature as having triangular ridges along the top of its body, sharp pointed teeth, and being gunmetal gray in color.
Oh, wow. Very specific.
Very specific. In the summer of 1980, 2 men reportedly saw Altamaha stranded on a mud bank near a creek, and they reported that the animal was lying halfway in the water, thrashing and trying to free itself from the bank. They described it as being a dark color with rough skin and about 20 feet long. Mm-hmm. And while watching, the creature was able to free itself, submerged, and then disappeared.
Oh, wow.
Later that year, in December of 1980, another ram reported having seen what he thought was Altamaha in Smith Lake, so not the river. Mm-hmm. His description said that the animal was 15 to 20 feet long, snake-like, with 2 brown humps that protruded from the water. And as it was swimming, it left behind a wake that was like of a speedboat. So like that's how powerful or fast it was.
Yeah.
Another report in the 1980s described by a crab fisherman stated that the creature looked like the world's biggest eel.
Oh.
A more recent report in 2002 was by a man pulling a boat up the river near Brunswick, who reported seeing something over 20 feet in length and 6 feet wide break the water.
Oh, God. And that's the most recent?
Yeah.
Interesting.
Yeah. I just like that we were talking about
yeah.
creatures of the water.
Yeah.
And then
there it is.
That's the creature that we're just
That's the one.
about. That's the one.
Altamaha.
That's what the cave is in my lake. Altamaha.
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 Okay.
Named after the Altamaha River.
Aha.
And that is what I have.
Yay!
I wish the first story I came with, I mean, I like the fairy crosses, but I wish it was like somehow water themed because somehow we turned into a water theme.
Yeah. Even though it was Georgia.
Talking about water, are the cards we pulled do we have any water signs in the cards?
I think Pisces is, right?
Pisces is. Weird.
So I think you have 4, right?
Yes.
So if you haven't watched the video on TikTok,
yes.
The cards were speaking.
Last episode, they were silent. It took a lot to get the cards to pull. But this episode, as soon as we started shuffling, they were out.
Like, we didn't even have a chance to introduce which Oracle deck and Tarot deck we were using. No. So we just decided, usually we would shuffle between those and get 1 or 2, but this time we decided we might as well just keep all of them and see
They were really loud.
So, yeah. So if you don't want to stick around, that's fine. You don't have to, but if you want to,
we're going to be chilling.
Yeah.
So I will go first because I have 4. I have cards from the Cat Tarot. And the first one I have is the Sun in reverse. It says, the sun provides a backdrop to the cat on whom it rises and sets. And it was reversed. Creativity, possibility, and power can also be used to wound and destroy. Remember that you're the one with teeth and claws. Use them wisely. Ooh. The reversed sun also reminds the lonely lion to reach out to others. Pride means others. Go find yours. I love that.
That's really cute.
Get help, basically.
Yeah.
Don't let pride stop you.
Get in the way. Okay, so the first one...
Wait, what tarot? What?
Right, yes. I'm
deck.
using the Heavenly Bodies Astrology Oracle deck.
Okay.
So we have Aquarius, which is an air sign. So I'll just read what keywords and omen.
Yeah.
Maybe? Okay.
Sounds good.
So the energetics is originality and progressive imaginings. Ooh. Experiences are humanitarian concerns, discipline around idealistic beliefs, and philanthropy.
Okay.
And shadow is dogmatic, aloof, and detached from reality.
Oh, yikes.
The omen says, you are the holder of a beautiful gift, meaning you have the potential to be of great service to your community or humanity at large. More than a skill or talent, there's a special quality you bring to this world. It's effortless and innately yours. You may be a deeply compassionate listener or a radical advocate against social injustice. Whatever it is, when you're an embodiment of your gift, you'll feel lit up because you're in alignment with your spirit. And by stepping into your authenticity, you help raise the collective. There is a perfect place for everyone. Find your pride.
Beautiful. Yeah.
That's really cute.
I really like that, actually. I feel like that's unique from other cards that we've pulled.
Yeah, it is.
In terms of the message. So the second card I have is the World. Number 21? Mm-hmm. Oh, the first one was number 19. Just in case you want.
That's weird.
It is weird.
Close, and I've shuffled this a lot.
Okay, so it says you've got the world on a string, and this is upright. It says the final card of the major arcana, the world, represents completion. In the four corners, we have the four elements, 3 delicious food groups, and the fire used to cook them. The card finds you well-fed, satisfied, and purring. Let the wide world spin.
That's cute.
That is cute. Indulgence.
The 4 food groups.
The 4 food groups.
It's fish, a mouse, a bird, and then fire.
Yes, right? It's so funny. Cat.
Okay. I like that. That's really cute. Like,
Indulgence.
just let the world keep spinning. Let it do its thing.
I feel like some of us need to hear that.
Yes. Okay, next we have Pisces. This is
Water sign.
Water. Oops, the fish. Okay, so energetics is intuition, sensitivity, compassion, intimacy, and forgiveness. Experiences are psychic connections and serving something greater than self.
That's pretty similar to the first card that you pulled in terms of social justice.
Yeah. And then it says, for shadow is no boundaries, martyrdom, escapism, and addiction.
Wait, it says escapism. The first one you said is being out of touch with reality, too. Weird.
Okay, so the omen for this is, let your body fade into the atmosphere. For a moment, forget your name and your identity. Connect with your boundless soul. In this ancient place of oneness, can you find forgiveness for yourself and all earthly life like you would a child? Try to live each day seeing the physical world as a sacred illusion, and see all human beings as spiritual creatures having a human experience. Whoa.
Dude.
Forgive yourself and others. It's your path to freedom. Carry this softness with you while remembering you can invite someone into your heart without letting them into your house.
What does that last line mean?
It means you can be nice to someone without like letting them walk all over you and stuff. That's how I took it, at least.
I think that's my new favorite card.
Yeah.
Ever.
I really like that.
That omen is really pretty.
Yeah.
Get that tattooed on my forehead. Okay, the next card I have is Ten of Wands upright. Says, the fight has been won. The spoils are yours, but you're weary from the battle. Understandably, you're exhausted. Look at all the goodies you've acquired. It may be the home stretch, but it's not time to let your guard down. Don't take on more than your fair share of burden and responsibility. Believe it or not, you have even more treats coming your way, but it'll take a little longer.
I like that.
That kind of goes with the world, I feel like.
And
like
it goes with the fact that we're both finishing up school.
True.
Don't take on more than you can manage, that kind of a thing. Because, yeah, oh my gosh, I'm so excited for when I don't have to worry about homework and I can actually like get back into hobbies and stuff.
Like, though?
I don't know.
Bella said that when she was done with school, she felt like she was missing a deadline. Like,
yes.
She felt like she's constantly had deadlines and she was stressed for, like, nothing until she finally, like, realized, like, oh, I don't have deadlines like that anymore. There's nothing I need to worry about other than work. Like, that's it.
Yeah.
Now she is, because she has her own place and she's just going to have to worry about bills and whatever.
Right.
But, like, it's going to be weird.
Yeah. Well, that's what I was saying to Kyle last night, because I started, like, working on, I have a presentation I have to give on Tuesday for, like, a project in my capstone class. And I was, like, working on it last night, and then I was just sitting there, and I was like, oh, well, I feel like I'm not being productive just sitting here, so I'm going to do the pre-lab that's not due until Tuesday, because I might as well just get it done. It's literally 1 a.m, and I'm sitting here because I'm not doing it because I feel like I need, like, you know, because I'm running behind. It was just like something to do to feel not worthless, I guess. I don't know. So I was doing that while I was watching some tarot videos. And, oh my god, I meant to tell you this before, but now we're live, so everyone else gets to hear it too. But I was watching an ESO tarot one, and it was what you need to hear right now. And here's the crazy thing, though. I have, like, a whole bunch of saved videos for tarot.
Okay.
In, like, a playlist. And sometimes when it's not, like, a time-specific one, like for February or for whatever, I'll just shuffle with the intention of whatever comes up is what I need in that moment, right? So when it came up as what you need to hear right now, and I picked this one pile, whatever, blah, blah, blah. And then it was crazy. She said something along the lines of like, from what I'm getting from this pile is that you have all of these good things that are happening right now, but like, you're worried that they're going to be taken away from you.
Yeah, you say that a lot.
Yeah.
Like recently.
Yeah.
With the wedding and everything.
Yeah, she was like, and I'm here to tell you that you're allowed to have this stuff, and it's here for a reason. And I was like listening to it, and I was like,
Thank
this
you.
is crazy.
Thank you, I needed that.
Yeah. So that was really cool.
So it is what you needed to hear.
It is exactly what I needed to hear. Okay. Then my last one is House 1. So the keywords for this, we have for energetics, self-image, and the first impression you create.
Oh.
And for experiences, we have emerging as an individual, a new quest, birth, your natural disposition, and how you meet life. And there are no shadows for this one.
I love it.
So the omen is actually really long for this one. It's like takes up more than half the page. So your self-image shapes how you see the path ahead and magically what the path provides. The unfolding of your life is a collaboration between you and the divine. The healthier your self-image, the more authentic your expression and the more magnetic you become. Which, wow,
yes.
That's crazy. And that is definitely something I can vouch for in the recent years. Do you see yourself as the perfectly imperfect miracle that you are? Stop. Or are there parts of yourself you can't accept? Shameful corners which cause you to retreat. If you are physically out in the world but energetically shut down, your magnetism will be dulled. But similarly, if you are a natural homebody who nurtures a healthy sense of self, life will find you. Practice seeing yourself with gentle, compassionate, loving eyes. Feel pride in who you are and practice stepping into a more authentic version of self. As you align with this higher vibration, you'll discover the beauty and abundance the divine has been waiting to bring you.
Pride. That's what the word my card
And this kind of has to go with the thing that I was literally just telling you about.
Yes.
Like letting all of these things, because as you align with yourself, higher, better things align with you because the vibrations are the same and the frequency is the same. And that's literally what's been happening in my life. Ever since I was like, I don't give a shit what people think about me, and I don't care if boys don't like me, because that was like a big thing in high school and stuff. Was like, oh, I'm fat because boys don't like me. And then I started not caring, and then everything else just kind of fell into place. Then I met Kyle. Then I found a good group of people at school to actually like do my work with. And then we started a podcast, and like all of these things that just like happened after I decided to like, I don't know.
To let go.
Yeah.
I'm still on that journey.
You'll get there.
Yeah. So the last card I have is Ace of Cups in reverse. The Ace of Cups is the very gift of life, with water representing how we are connected to everything around us, and the greatest abundance, which is the exact word I use to describe the world, and 10 of Wands. The greatest abundance symbolizes that of the ocean. What?
I'm nervous because it's in reverse.
The ace always brings us the representative element in its purest form.
I'm very nervous about it being in reverse.
So here's reverse. Sadly.
Oh, God.
Oh, no.
Oh,
sadly.
Stop.
The reversed Ace of Cups brings heartbreak, a lost sense of spirituality, empty feelings, and empty bowls. But there's room for learning. Be willing to look inward to explore your own insecurities and self-doubt, and keep an eye on people making outsized emotional demands on you. What? I feel like all these cards go so well. How do we have, what?
7 cards, and they all...
7. Be willing to look inward to explore your own insecurities and self-doubt, and keep an eye on people making outsized emotional demands on you. Whether that be yourself.
That was another thing that she was talking about, too, that was like, you're getting to the point where you can tell when people, you know, all of these good things are happening for you. There are going to be people in your life that aren't happy for you and that are going to make comments to try and bring you down. And she's like, you don't need those people, and you're getting to a point where you can cut those people off and you're okay with it. And I definitely think that's true.
Yeah, that's true.
Oh my God, that's crazy.
Even
I'm
if it's
glad.
in reverse, I like that card a lot.
Me too. I'm really glad that we stuck with all of them. Because I feel like this is when tarot, for people that don't believe in it, this is when for me, I'm like,
no.
This is insane. This is insane. So, thanks for sticking around if you did.
Yes.
This is really cool.
It is. It was a really good spread.
Okay, well, you can find us on
Twitter,
TikTok,
Tumblr,
Reddit,
YouTube,
Instagram.
I think that's it.
Find us there.
Bye.
Bye.